what do they say about unconditional love?
It's the best kind of love, isn't it?
It is, without any ties, without any condition, and yet so many of us find it so hard to give ourselves unconditional love.
Because if you give yourself unconditional love and you love yourself unconditionally, it gives others permission to do the same.
I know.
Isn't that odd? They actually, they realize that you love yourself even with your flaws and all your imperfections, and that allows them to love you.
Exactly, and that's what we're going to be chatting about in this week's episode of
Get Real with the English Sisters.
Mind, health and anxiety. And thank you all so much for showing up for us on YouTube, where we have the video version, and on @Get Real with the English Sisters on Instagram too, and X. You have been so wonderful getting in touch and sending us your comments.
Yeah, it's been lovely reading them. Thank you very much for
And
that.
it's really helped our
It does.
podcast
It
grow.
kind of it boosts our morale as well, because we write to each other, hey, look at this comment. It gives us inspiration to continue going. So it's great overall.
Yeah,
Thank
we feel
you.
that we're feeling the love. We're feeling
We
the
are feeling it.
unconditional love.
Yes,
coming our way.
Yay! Because it's a kind of love that if you receive it when you're young, when you're a baby, and when you're little, it is a blessing to receive that kind of love, and it can be very, very healing. It is very, very healing.
We know all of you, some of you may not have had that as children. We were lucky enough to feel unconditional love from our parents, whether whatever we did, with our choices in life, they always supported us, and we always felt that we were loved. You know, we didn't have to like justify to ourselves, oh, we did this and they love us because we were like good or because we were clever. It was lovely it's a lovely thing to be able to experience, but we know if you have not been as lucky as we have to have
Yes.
had that kind of love, it is a journey of self-love that you have to begin to discover
Exactly.
on
yes.
your own.
Yes, it's learning to laugh at yourself, learning to look at yourself with that, with a softer eye, because it's like if you have a puppy, you wouldn't expect the puppy not to make any messes or any mistakes, would you? And yet if you treat yourself with that kind of love, you will not go wrong, because that's the kind of love most of us have, like with pets or with very small creatures that we have. I mean, small creatures, who do we have? Pets, obviously. Sounds like we've got little fairies in our house, little magical creatures that we look after.
But you've got your turtles, is that what you're referring to?
Well, it's just anything really. Yes, I sort of think that if you love them unconditionally, and that's why a lot of people say, actually, that's why they love their pets more than other humans, because they say, my pet will just love me unconditionally. They don't care what I've been up to during the day, if I failed at this or I failed at that and I didn't get in here and didn't use uni or didn't do that. They'll come home and they'll still love me. And I think that's a kind of love that we have to learn to give ourselves. We have to understand that we are the pet. And if we look at ourselves like we would look at our pets, or, you know, something gentle, something fragile, something that needs to be nurtured, then we'll find that we'll nurture ourselves more with that kind of care.
Well, I think
that
that's
kind
why
of
pets
love.
are so healing, aren't they?
Yes.
That's why they are healing. Yeah. It's a good thing if you've never had a pet, if you can, even if it's just a little small furry animal, to get something that you can, you can share your love with.
Yes, definitely. I mean, now my son, he's 25 now, and for the first time in his life, he's actually got his own little pet, a little kitten that he saved. It was a rescue kitten that he found in the garden, in somebody's garden on a holiday. And it was just completely abandoned and so tiny, and he's had to look after it and give it the bottle and feed it and look after it. And now it gets up to all sorts of mischief. And I can see him, he says, oh gosh, what a little rascal he is. He's all up to all sorts of trouble, getting the toilet paper. Goodness, he bites his feet. He's up to, in the morning, he wakes him up. He says he nibbles my ears. He does all kind of little mischief things. But yet the love that he has for this little kitten. And he says it's actually really amazing because it's my first. I know at home we've had dogs and cats and all kind of little animals. But he said, for me, it's my first pet in my own apartment. And I really feel love for it.
Yeah.
I really feel this. It doesn't really matter what that pet does, what that little kitten does. He loves that kitten. Boy, does he love it, because he's nurtured it. He's taken care of it and he's put time and energy into it. So that's why I say if we look after ourselves the same way.
Well, we have to put time and energy into ourselves, and so many of us aren't willing to do that or don't know how to do that because we've never done it.
We've never done it. We've never looked at ourselves and looked inside and seen that small, fragile child, which is what we all have inside us. We all have that child inside us. No matter how grown up we are, there's a fragility within us that still needs to be nurtured and
loved.
And loved so much. That's why the example of the pet is similar, because we do have that in us.
Yeah, I think like if you want to think about it for a moment, if you think about your inner child and think was my inner child loved by the people that took care of me, by my parents or my caregivers, and if your inner child wasn't loved, you can say, well, I'm here for you now because I'm an adult and I know about these things and I've learnt how I can give you, my inner child, love. And you can give your inner child a hug, and you can just stay there with her or him or they for a while and just love them, and until a lovely inner smile will come out, and they will thank you, and then that will carry with you throughout your day and in the days to come, and you'll feel more love for yourself and more forgiveness as well.
Yes, absolutely. While you were saying that, I was thinking of a little photograph of me as a child, as a 5-year-old, and so I could visualize that. So that can help as well if you look through some old photos of you, and you can sort of pick one and just see that child and see that child within yourself, and you can help that child now. Be kind. You can love that child, and you can nurture. Definitely, that's a good way.
And to know
through.
that with all our flaws, we are enough. We don't need to be perfect. We don't need to be like the perfect parents or the perfect children or the perfect employees or the perfect boss.
Absolutely.
Because that's what makes us so special, the fact that we're not perfect, and the fact that we're learning all the time and we're always evolving and learning, and that's what makes life so wonderful, really.
A tree isn't required to blossom every day. A tree is just required to stand still and to live. So it's not every day that we have to do exceptional things. It's the little things in every day that count. So sometimes it just means we just stand still and look at ourselves and look inside. And even if we're not doing these amazing things all the time, we're we're getting along with our lives, and we're
showing
surviving.
ourselves kindness as
We're
well.
so-
It's that kindness, that everyday
The
kindness.
kindness
that you
is
show.
that even if we're not doing amazing things, we're getting up in the morning, we're going along with our day, we're standing there, we're living, we're being present, just like the tree is. And that's enough. That's enough for many days. Then there'll come a time when we're blossom too, and we can produce fruits and flowers and everything else. But for the moment, we're part of a larger forest. And
Yeah, that's lovely.
Yes.
We're part of a larger forest, and the more we nurture that forest, the more we'll feel good and loved ourselves.
And we'll be able to blossom one day. And you know, if we just accept the fact that every day
And we
is
may, what about if we
self-love.
never blossom?
Doesn't matter. We're there. We're part of it. We're part of a larger forest where
We're contributing.
we're
aren't we?
contributing. Our presence is still of great value, even though we're just sitting there eating
Yeah,
honey.
because a lot of people might think that they've never blossomed or that they won't blossom.
Yes,
But
but they're still doing the little things, and they're part of a larger thing, because even if they're just there and they're managing to have their breakfast in the morning or whatever it is, they're still contributing to a larger plan, a larger forest, aren't they? Their
Well, they are,
presence
and you
is
don't
important.
know what your the tiny thing that you do. You don't know what that will blossom into. Your one action could blossom into someone, or something you say might give someone else a thought that could have a scientific breakthrough or something. You don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know. You're not in charge.
You think
or
I'm
in
not doing
control
anything here,
of
but
what you're doing, but a kind word that you may give out to yourself or to someone else that day might make someone have a light bulb moment. For all you know, we're all connected in every way, aren't we?
we are absolutely connected. That's why I said, even if you're there sitting eating the honey, you're there because
You love honey, don't you?
Well, the other day I was just thinking, I've done
She's
nothing
always on
today.
about honey.
I'm just eating honey. Then I actually looked at the little jar of honey and I thought, well, I'm actually helping the person that's making this honey. You know, so even me just sitting here eating honey has helped somebody else who's producing the honey.
Exactly.
And I am doing something, and even if it's not much for today, it's enough for today, and I will love myself in this body, in
because
my
you
person,
do.
even though I am not producing and I don't feel.
You are a person that always feels that you have to be doing something.
Yes,
aren't you?
yeah. So if I have those sick days or those days I think, oh God, I'm not doing anything today.
Yeah.
What on earth? And then I thought, no, I'm eating honey, I'm having my toast, that's fine. That's just good enough for today, because sometimes it's just the little things. And I will love myself completely today for that. And with all my flaws and imperfections, my illnesses that I may have. And sometimes you have to look at yourself and think that, you know, you have to accept that.
Yeah, I think it's hard for people that are real go-getters, or they're always striving for something, to just accept those days where they're not doing anything.
That's
And
why
they criticize themselves for,
they realize
like,
they're standing still like the
yeah,
tree.
and they're not like loving themselves for that moment either, for just being still and knowing that maybe that still day is what they need, and then tomorrow may not be a still day.
Exactly. Tomorrow may be the day when
And it may not.
it may not. Their roots may have absorbed enough nutrients for them to go on, or maybe not. Maybe they need some more quiet time, and that doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
But what do you say to those people that feel as if they can't love themselves because they feel as if they're like not happy with themselves?
Because they haven't done enough.
Yeah.
Because they
Because they haven't done enough, or they haven't lived up to what their parents wanted them to be. What do you say to that? How can you, if you're in that situation, how can you still love yourself for that? when you are doing?
Because you are still a tree. If we're going back to that metaphor, and you are worthy, and your existence is important.
And you're here for a reason.
You are definitely here for a reason. You can believe in a spiritual reason, or just a reason because you're connected with everything else in this world. You're part of the universe. I say to those people, look inside, go inside, imagine that photograph of you as a little person, and go inside and see yourself as that child, and give yourself one of the biggest hugs possible. You can imagine yourself grown up and going towards yourself. And actually, you can either pick yourself up literally and hug yourself wonderfully and warmly and give yourself a really long embrace, a real one where you can feel the small heart and your larger heart now connecting and melding into as one, and truly appreciate everything that has gone on in your life, and you'll see that you have done much with your life.
But you may not have done anything.
But you have done, because your heart is beating. And
Yeah.
you are part of the universe. You have done, whether you believe you have not done much for your, as you believe, then you can seek, what is it that I want to be doing? What is it? Maybe you have loved somebody else. Maybe you love somebody and you don't realize how much that love is important to that person. Or for your pet. Maybe you're taking care of your dog or your cat, and that has an importance.
It does.
So what are you saying that you have done?
Because sometimes I think people, they come to the realization that they feel as if they're, because they're slightly depressed, they feel as if they're like not worthy, that they haven't done enough. I mean, we see this with our clients.
Yes.
And the thing is that this society is always like making us strive for more.
Yes.
It's like without even realizing, we're always being brainwashed into striving for more, wanting more, being more successful, wanting more things.
Having more money.
Having more, financial security, for instance, when I think all these things will come more naturally to you if you just allow yourself just to be and say, well, it's okay. Today is a tree day, and I'm
exactly.
I'm just here and I'm just chilling out, and it's fine. As long as I love myself, because I think when you begin to truly love yourself and appreciate yourself, that's when all the magic kind of unfolds, because you realize that
you
all
are
you really
the magic.
need is love.
And you are, exactly. You are the song. You are the. Yeah, it's going back to ancient times.
That miracle, aren't you?
Yes, it's back to the ancient times. We're mammals. We're like those little pets. What were we supposed to be doing? We're supposed to be absorbing sunshine. We're supposed to be eating, finding our own food. And that was kind of enough. You were surviving, okay. But imagine if you lived in a tribe where everything was possible like that. You did have enough food and you had already discovered fire or whatever, and you were okay. And what was that? That was enough.
Yeah, to see the sun come up.
To see
and
the sun
set.
To plant your little veggies or whatever, eat them, to have enough food for the day. That was it. There wasn't some grand plan of you having to become this massive successful person. Afterwards, and we're not saying ambition isn't good. Ambition is brilliant when the time is for you to bloom. But if you love yourself unconditionally, you will see how you will blossom, how the life around you, other people will see you and say, hey, they're confident. They won't know it, but they kind of feel that you love yourself, and they will treat you with respect that you deserve.
Yeah, people do treat you differently, don't they?
Absolutely.
You'll even notice that if you're looking for a partner, if you learn to love yourself, then you will attract a partner to you that's more healthy partner, like a person that's good for you, and you won't be attracting maybe people that are
Wanting to make the most of it, take
advantage of you, or
because they see your weaknesses and they think, yeah, absolutely. It's always like that. When you're ready to find love, is most of the time is when you've sort of accepted yourself and managed to find love within yourself.
When you found yourself is when you find others.
Exactly.
So we hope that you've enjoyed this episode, and we hope that if you are not feeling love for yourself and this unconditional love without any strings or attachments, that you'll think about what we've been talking about today, and that hopefully it will help you in some way. And that you'll write to us and tell us. And we're online. We're here to help you. If you'd like to book a therapy session, we can see you online. And sending lots of love. And we're going to be more loving to ourselves, because all of us have that inner critic, don't we?
Yes.
We're going to be working on ourselves too, because I think in life it is a journey.
It's
always self-discovery and working on yourself, and just being like a tree and enjoying the wind and the sun and the waves of the sea.
Yeah, exactly.
The waves that come at us.
The waves that come at us, learning to ride them gently and with love.
So thank you for listening once more. Do come and say hi. Say hi on Instagram, on YouTube, wherever you get your podcast, Apple Podcasts too. Thank you so much. Lots of love and smiles from the
English Sisters.
Bye.
Bye.